Hey there, everybody. This is Conquest. It's been like, what, 5 years or something since my last video. It's been a while. Anyway, I'm doing this now. Hopefully, I'll actually finish this series, unlike the other Minecraft series that I just sort of tapered off on. So I've already kind of got started with this a little bit, just because that first episode of all these skyblocks is always just that for like an hour. So this is all I've gotten done. Is basically, so I did a bunch of the trees. This is some basic dirt automations. Just let me make sure I actually have some more samples in there before I do this. Okay, so I just throw any compostable things in there. A little wooden hopper pumps them into there, and then when it's done, which it's pretty quick in the ex nihilo creatio, whatever. So that's nice. I remember the old days it takes like 5 minutes or whatever. And the only reason I have this high tier of the furnace is because I made a trip to the nether to get some quartz to build the quartz grindstone, which doesn't actually double ores, but I didn't know that at the time, so that would have been good to know. And to get to the nether, you just fall off the edge. Once you hit the bottom, poof, you're in the nether. And I found a few chests, which had some pretty good stuff in them. And among them, importantly, was a pretty good amount of gold, some diamonds, and just enough emeralds. It takes 4 emeralds to pump this up from diamond, and so takes like what? Takes 60 ticks, as opposed to, I'm not sure. I think that's. Okay, hold on. So tiny charcoal always burns for just regular furnace doing one thing. So it's 20 as opposed to 60 is what I got going now. And I can make it even faster once I get some upgrade templates. Let's see. Something I definitely want to look into is basically ore doubling. You can use, it says FE, I'm assuming that's just RE, just all these mods these days like having their own name for it. That makes it faster. That, it says it doubles. Oh yeah, I guess it does just double everything. Wasn't 100% sure how that one worked, but anyway, so got all that done. Got a little bonsai tree. I haven't put a hopper on there to make it a hopping one yet. And there's heat sand in here, which makes this the rate of melting in this 120 times. So basically, I got a pretty good amount there. So I just look how fast this goes. It's ridiculous. I think this is the second highest tier of a thing. It's already got a bucket. Got a crucible for water. Got just a stone barrel to put either of these in if I need to. And I'm in the process of converting these guys over from just regular string mesh to flint mesh because it's better, I think. And worst case, if I find out something needs the string one to make it, it's just like 9 string to make one, and I have an extra one anyway by accident, so that will work out. Okay. Oh yeah, and then I made this to grind up 4 of these iron ore pieces, makes one of these guys. And I thought I could just. Oh, okay. It's okay. So that actually might actually be worth doing that. I put 6 in and then I sat there and did it, and I got 6 pulverized iron out, so I just assumed it didn't do anything, but perhaps that is not the case, which is good. But that won't matter in a little bit anyway, because my next order of business is the melter. It's basically just a little tiny smeltery that basically its main purpose right now is going to be getting me to a smeltery. And that's where I am as of right now. And yeah, it's like every second is a blood moon. This is ridiculous. Hopefully, I won't forget to place a torch, and that will hopefully not be a thing that matters. But because on a blood moon, things can and will spawn a foot from you and a yellow X, I think. So let's try not to have that happen. So this is Project Ozone 3. I played partly through both of the previous ones before I got sidetracked and wandered off, as I am wont to do. Hopefully I will not on this one, even though there's like all of the quests that have ever been quests. Oh, I got a couple of ones to claim. So these are random acts of kindness, or RAC. It's just basically a currency. Thought I saw something fly in front of me there. Guess not. Make sure I don't have any other ones. I mean, just look at all these. It's like these all have this many things in there, and there's a scroll bar. It's crazy. Whew. I'm never getting that far. So this is just like the starter things, and some slightly less starter ones, but oh. Oh, okay, that's just telling me the thing about the heat sand. So it looks like the only thing better than it, unless this is actually a thing at the bottom that's just freaking out on me or something, is Awakened Draconium, and that's a bit off. Just a little. Ooh, Growth Crystal. I'm definitely wanting to get into mystical agriculture sooner rather than later. Just because that'll make things a lot simpler. But the random acts of kindness, or racks, you use on this page to buy either loot chests, a creative dungeon locator, which I don't know. I'm assuming that I don't know if that makes a dungeon or it's Galacticraft. That must just point you at one on one of the planets or something. So that might be handy. Serrano shield. I never really use shield, even though that gives me plus 1000% speed, which kind of sounds nice, and also looks like you can put it in a sieve, so that's interesting. And something I definitely probably want to investigate at some point is these swords look kind of cool and are actually pretty decent and unbreakable. That's just the tier 1 of 4. Can't look at any of the rest of them until I get the one, but I can only assume they're just abstractly better. And then all the rest of these are totems that give you a buff. Oh, that's right. And this plays literally every time you finish a quest, so it definitely won't get annoying. So the totems you use with this mod, the everlasting abilities. Cause you start. I think the main way it's meant to be used is in like PvP type things, where it's like everybody starts with one of these, and then if you kill someone, you can take their thing and then add it to yours. It costs XP, but if you want the levels back, you can just put it into the bottle, and it gives you back the levels. And if you want it back, it's just a straight exchange. It doesn't like cost more to do one of them or anything. So I have strength 1 right now. And definitely, I think the first thing I'm going to try and spend the rack on is... Where was it? This guy. Flight. For obvious reasons. I mean, the only downside is it takes 768 rack. I currently have just... let's see, that's like exactly 80. Plus that 10, so I have 90 of the 768 that I needed. So it's going to take me a little bit to get there. But I'll get there. I'd be harvesting this bonsai pot if I could remember how the heck to do that, but I don't ever keep them just the pots for very long anymore. I'll put a hopper on there at some point. Anyway. Melter, right, yes. Already forgotten my entire premise, so I think I need the melter and the heater. And these porcelain bricks are just porcelain clay cooked. Porcelain clay being just clay and bone meal. If you played in literally any skyblock map in like the past several years, you know how to make porcelain clay. I really should make an iron bucket. I can physically make one right now, but I don't want to use the iron for that. Because I think the first thing I want to do with iron is if I pick that up, surround it in a crafting bench with iron, I think. Like just 8 iron around it. It upgrades it to the next tier, and then I think gold also, and then diamond, which I have enough of for both of those. If there's one bottleneck I have right now, it's cobble. This is my favorite thing about this new Ex Nihilo. These are all compressed. This is just a regular stone hammer. I'm using vein miner. It just knocks the compressed stone down into compressed gravel. It makes this so much faster. And then also, if you have like a bunch of these connected, if they're the same mesh, then like if I clicked on this one with, it doesn't work with the compressed sand, but if like I had regular sand, it would just put one in every one that it's connected to if that's the same mesh. So like right here, once I finish moving those to flint, it'll be like I can do 9 at a time. And it only takes like 10 clicks or whatever. You know, I don't actually need all of this to be dust. Just some. Yeah, that's definitely more than I need. And also I need to have a crook in here somewhere. It's broken. Yeah, you can actually make Tinker's crooks in this. I don't know if that's like a feature of Tinker's or a feature of Ex Nihilo, but I'm digging it. Let me just get one more so I can finish fixing that. It only has 104 durability, so that part of it's not amazing, but it saves me the trouble of having to make like 20 million wooden ones. Because it does pretty much break every time, but it also... Oh, that's why it stopped. It's like, it usually does the whole tree. I have some apples. Yeah, that's the thing I'm very glad I know is cooked apples. Like, you just literally, it's just you cook an apple, and it's like the best food. Look at that, it does 4 shanks and like 6 saturation. That's ridiculous. Right, yes. I keep forgetting what I'm doing at any given moment. Need some more. I'm just gonna get a stack. When I'm just sitting here talking, it actually is enough cobble, but I'm also going to be using it for other things like pumping it straight into this when I want to make lava power. That's probably pretty much the power that we're going to have for like the entirety of most of at least the early to mid game is just lava powers, because it's so ridiculously easy, especially with this heat sand, and it's just lying around in the nether. I think I have a couple more. I have 2 more, and I can just hop off here and go to the nether and go grab some more if I need some. So, I would be insane not to at least investigate lava power. I mean, probably at some point I'll hit a bottleneck where it's just like killing my frames, just to, like a square mile of nothing but lava things, that I might have to take a step back from it, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Did not turn off clouds. There we go. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing I did over here. Just to make this a little bit faster. Gonna need, I guess, oh, I do need 2 chests for this. First one, that, and then that. Slap that there. I'm gonna hit F7 before I forget, just in case I'm blocking off a torch with something at some point. I definitely want to know about that before Blood Moon hits. Creeper goes, "What's up?" and then blows everything up. That is not what I want. I'm very glad that these guys can just pump in from the side on this and the compost barrel. I mean, it would be fine if everyone can do it from the top, but it'd be ugly and then like just be like 100 feet up in the air, especially with this guy. So, all that we can really do now. I was gonna say wait, but I actually have a pretty good amount of this now. Okay, so this should definitely be enough bones. Watch how fast this is. Like, I had to move from the tiny charcoal to the sticks because the tiny charcoal were too good. Look at how fast this is. It's great. Okay, so let's see here for this guy. So that's 6 and 6. So I need 12 for the melter. And the rest is glass. That's easy. That's just sand. The melter and the heater needs another 6. So I need 18 in total. So 2 more of these. Wow, this guy is just trucking along, isn't he? Did not think he was that fast. Not that I'm complaining. That should give me exactly enough, with a couple of bone meal leftovers in case I mess it up. Once I get this, I can get started on the melter. Actually, no, I can't. I don't have glass. I don't think I have glass. I might have glass. I do not have glass. See if I remember this recipe off the top of my head. I do. I'm just making everything look really, really terrible for the time being. Once I get more established with things, I'll make like dedicated areas for other things. But for right now, just a little platform like this is fine. I didn't even know I still had one of those on me. I've got so many worms. Was that exactly enough to fill up that second stack? That is interesting. Okay. Are you done? You are done. Let's just make 9. It's not like I'm never gonna need glass again. Make me going while I'm doing the rest of this. Okay, so we got that, and this is why I moved the grindstones. I'm not really gonna have much use for it at this point. Once I get this going and then make the smelter, it's just the entire point of it right now is for ore doubling. I'll need dust for things at some point, but I don't know if I'll even be using something like this by that point. But it's always nice to have. It's not even expensive once you have a few quartz from the nether. It's just wood and stone other than that. Okay, so let's see here. I have tiny charcoal, but that's all the way over there in the chest. I don't feel like going all the way over there. Okay, oh, I could just go into there. That works. I was seeing if I could just do that, but I can't. Let's just... First thing I want to do is I'm going to switch the rest of these guys over to flint mesh. It's just 6 flint around the string mesh, which flint, you can just do that. That might actually be almost enough to do all of these. I think I'm like 1 short, which is, it's fine. Let's go like this. Oh, I had another stack on me. That, and... Okay. Sorry about the little tiny bit of a jump cut there. Literally nothing has happened except I just broke those stones into gravel. I just ran out of disk space because apparently this is set to send the recordings to my solid state drive instead of my hard drive, which has considerably more room than the SSD, but I'll fix that at some point in the near future. In the meantime, I just deleted my Skyrim mods folder, which is like 3 million gigabytes or something, so that should do me for the next couple. What was I doing? I have no idea what I was doing. I remember what I was doing. I was finishing this. Voila. Oh, that's right, it's just one in the middle. Flint stiffen mesh. I think pulled the spare line out of there. And et voila. Then I can just go like this, and it's amazing. Let's get all sorts of goodies. Oh, this is so fast. I love it. Okay, so I have almost a stack of the things that 4 of them turn into an iron. That's always nice. Let me just dump the rest of these. Got a decent amount of lapis, too. That's nice. Can always use that. And some flint. And I think that was about it. Got this netherrack on. Fiery netherrack. I don't know if it's in any way different than regular netherrack, except that it just looks slightly different. Yeah, it's basically, I think, just the same. Okay. Let me just make sure that this doubles in this fashion. Melter, melter. You're killing me here, iron ore chunk. You are straight killing me. Let's see. Just out of curiosity. No. That wouldn't really make much sense, would it? Okay, so in a smeltery, that does double it. But in anything else, I could swear I saw it on here somewhere. Magma crucible, that doesn't really help. Oh, yeah, it's that guy. I kind of forgot about him. Man, I could have sworn. Just out of curiosity. Marble. Don't have marble. Well, I guess I'm busting that guy out faster than I thought. Was it this? This was the one I was thinking of, wasn't it? Yes. Okay, that was crushing table. I don't think it's too expensive. Aluminum. That's interesting. Alright, plan B. Because I know that you need to use the melter to make the seared bricks. Because you can only make them and I think the stone from casting. Okay, so it's literally just stone? Okay. So how hot does that get? Because if I could just use compressed cobblestone, that would be fantastic. I find myself skeptical. Yeah. Not hot enough. Let's see if I can find a usage. What was it? Porcelain heater. Okay, it just says how much it smelts. It doesn't seem to tell me the heat. So, let's just see. Let's see. Temperature, 1300 Kelvin. That seems 20,000 ticks. That seems like a lot. Not enough heat. Okay, you know what? Let's just do grout. for the moment, which really wouldn't have been as much of a problem if I had not already... Oh. Oh dear. Oh no. Do I have any clay left? I do not have any clay left. Well. Time to get how I got water in there originally. Okay. Let's just go ahead and make another one of these. Throw it in there. Bada boom. Bucket. Okay. How are we doing this anyway? Oh, we still got plenty. Okay, we still got plenty. That. Get a couple while we're over here. See here. I have the sand already on me. Oh, that's interesting. I could make concrete powder. No, grout's in here somewhere. It's gotta be in here somewhere. I could just type grout into the search bar, but I'm too lazy for this. Alright. Make another wooden hopper and a chest. Just a regular chest, though, this time, so I can put multiple things in it. Those wooden hoppers are really good for being as cheap as they are. I will need to do something about that flowing water down there. It's noisy and driving me nuts. No, actually, I don't want this here. I'm just gonna lose like a tiny charcoal. It's fine. Unless it keeps the heat, it does not. And still don't like where it is. The reason it matters so much where it is because I'm going to need to put faucets on either side of it. Really, I guess I could just put it on one. Where is there it is. Scared me for a second there. And just out of idle curiosity, let's see if the lava bucket works as I want it to. Yeah, I'm no good with the heat things on this, so I guess I'll just do grout. Do some sick parkour. Completely miss. I want it to be kind of straight, but I guess it doesn't really matter. What will matter is if there was actually an X on top of that chest, too. Can't remember if stuff spawns on those. It does not appear that they do. Okay. There's 3 in there going. That heat should pretty much last me for the entire lifespan of this whole thing. I would have been a lot more careful with that bucket if I had known that I couldn't just make a bucket from ingots. Once I get a mob farm, I think I can find them in loot bags, but... Okay. Let's just go ahead and... Not actually sure I have enough bone meal. I do not. There it is. Okay, which thing do I sift? Is it sand or dust? It's dust, isn't it? It's dust. Oh, I got that. I just need one more. One more. It's always a good sign when you run out of inventory space. 5 now. That's even better than I wanted. Let's just get rid of some of this. I think ideally I'll have like an advanced item collector sucking everything up, just to free up some room, but right now it's not really a thing I have. Okay, this is taking a lot longer to cook than I thought it would. This is the only thing I can do with it is melt it. I can't just cook it in an oven anymore. So this is going to basically take forever. Which is, it's fine. I can work on a couple of other things in the meanwhile. And I used up all of my dust. Just like that, I have dust again. Don't like how it looks exactly the same as regular dust, though. That's my one little minor gripe. Okay. So I guess I'm just gonna do the one faucet, just because I don't have enough bone meal for 2, and I don't really need to, honestly. Although it does occur to me I'm gonna need a casting thing. I probably should cook these guys first. So I'm probably going to need 7 of the ingots. Where is it? I'm just going to make a casting basin. Yeah, I need more. I should dump some of this stuff in here. So I don't need all of this on me right now, and I'm going to fill everything up really quick if I don't. That's where I dumped that already. Guess not. Okay, this probably will be enough inventory space. Let me just go ahead and make even more. I like how it, I feel like in the old days when this would sort of work, it would just spit out like 100 billion regular non-compressed blocks. So I really like that it just does compressed blocks now. That makes it a lot less harsh on the inventory. Okay, so this should definitely get me all the bone meal. I already almost have enough. Wow. That was a lot less painful than I expected. It's just a 20% chance, but from only one, each one of these is a 20% chance each time. I feel like that shouldn't have been as good at that as it was, but I'm not going to argue with it. And et voila. I'm going to go ahead and do the faucet while it's cooking those up. Ironically, where it was originally is actually, with just one of these would be perfect for that, just because I'm going to have to be a little careful, but wow, I forget how fast that is. Okay, grout, how we doing? Got 2 blocks worth. I mean, it's not fantastic, but it's fine. I am gonna need the ingots, aren't I? Can I smush these down into the bricks? No, I cannot. I am not a smart man. Oh well. First, I'm gonna get more grout going. Just so that it can be doing that while I'm messing with the other stuff. No, I think I'm gonna get all the stuff. I think I'm gonna. This is a pretty. It's been 35 minutes-ish since I started. Close to 36 since I started filming this. It's probably a pretty good place to cut it, and I can just get all the stuff to make the smeltery off camera. Because it's just gonna be a lot of putting more grout in there, putting it in there, putting more grout in there, making a casting table, which I guess I can just switch these out when I need to. Because you need the bricks to make the. Like most of it, I can use this for the smeltery, but I need the bricks to make a few things. The controller, faucets, basically everything but the blocks, I guess. So it's just going to be time consuming more than anything. So until next time, this has been Conquest. Farewell.